And I think this is a useful experience for anybody who thinks about anything.
I looked into this window this dark November night, and what I saw was the most brilliantly lit scene I have ever seen. I suppose the date might have been about the end of the 18th century. There was a lady and gentleman dining at a table, brilliantly lit. The lady on my right, the gentleman on my left, they were facing one another. And directly facing me was the butler serving them.
It seems to me as if the sky is sort of breaking apart. Really, that's the thought that I had.
There's that naughty boy Jim looking through the window. He shouldn't be doing that. The husband didn't look at me. You know, I remember this clearly as though it was yesterday. The husband didn't look at me, but he just smiled, kept on drinking his soup, and smiled and nodded to his wife. I then focused my attention on the butler. Now, he was not so much smiling as grinning, and this grin was evil. It was a wicked grin. And I remember a thought went through my mind. Will I be able to get down off this windowsill and run away before he can nip out, exit the house and catch me?
I was 3 when my grandfather was driving me in his what was called an SS in those days, which was Jaguar, and it was in Yorkshire, and suddenly looking down, and you could see all the lights of, I suppose it would be Huddersfield, and I said, "Grandpa, lights, lights!" And I mean, it seemed a fairy-like world to me, because I'd never been out of bed so late at that stage. I think it was about 6:30.
My legs, come on, it's my turn now, so I had to get down and let somebody else have a look at this scene inside the house. I then spoke to a close friend, and I wished to discuss with him what I had seen. And to my surprise, he was very aggressive toward me. "What are you talking about? There's nothing in there." This I didn't believe at all. So, when everybody else had had their turn at going up, I went up again, just to confirm. I mean, what's he talking about? There's nothing there. This time, all I could see was the darkness of an empty room, and a woman was just then tapping on the window and saying, "Go away, you naughty boys."
Well, what I think about when I look at the nighttime sky, I always think about anybody who might be up there in a spaceship, and I say a prayer for them. I don't think about anything sort of romantic, or think about the stars, or think about the moon. I must admit that I never know when I'm looking up, what a spaceship would look at, or whether I would recognise one.
And you're getting frost. There's a crystal in the night, and it lifts the whole picture, and it lights your sky and everything, and you sort of feel like you do if you're in Switzerland. There's sort of as though you're drinking champagne with the air, and it makes all the difference in the world. I think blindness is the worst thing that can happen to you. I'd rather be deaf than blind, so that you can't. Light's terribly important.
it was like a really small circle of gold, but it was really dense and really, really heavy and really massive in a sense. Although it was so small, I felt it go inside me, down my throat, right down to my very insides, and begin to glow inside me. It sounds ever so corny, but it was like a very precious stone, very, very heavy. And I'll never forget that feeling. It was just like being wiped clean.
So light it makes all the difference.
And of course it is the ultimate thing that has to use light or it doesn't exist. It's just a way of converting light into images.
It's magnificent. It's the Sistine Chapel for people that don't believe. I've lost the thread here.
Well, it all comes from the sun.
But in the sky was a full moon, and I was shouting, "Look, Mummy, the moon, the moon!" And she was like, "Shush, shush, be quiet." But I really couldn't keep quiet about seeing the brilliant moon in the sky. You're probably, if you imagine, you're alone anyway. I don't think my imagination can go as far as that, really. I think it's just infinitesimal, that's it. It just goes on and on and on and on.
We can be on this planet 6 billion beacons, but we hide our light because we fear expressing our light, because we fear being different from the standard issue off the peg norm.
You sort of came into the world together, but you're still gonna, check out on your own. You know what I mean? Safe, warm places. Safe, warm places. Safe, warm places. Safe, warm places.
I think I had a wee glimmer of an angel being there.
So therefore, when you're actually experiencing the direct physical manifestation of life being continued, restarted, that to me has very close connotations to the bigger picture. And the bigger picture for me is ultimately about moving away from things physical and evaporating into light. And evaporating into light. And evaporating into light. And evaporating into light. And evaporating into light.
It's just life.
You can hear it.
You can hear it.
Moths don't actually like bright light.
It's an electromagnetic wave going through. I can't remember what its frequency is because it's a long time since I did physics A levels. Why?
These lights just contacting one another, just saying, I'm here.
I'm more into the fact that there's a light and how bright it is.
What we think is that the moth is responding to the light because of the way that the eye works, just purely a physiological way that the eye works, rather than it using the light as some sort of beacon that it's perhaps mistaking for the moon.
Down the roof.
And you'll see moths veer off and disappear off back into the darkness again.
Alternative states of mind.
That sounds like art-like to me. How does projection give illumination? How does projection give illumination? That's like an exam question. Is this level English? How does projection give illumination in George Eliot's? Does a projector illuminate? Well, actually, maybe that's more pertinent. But how does film show and projection illuminates the projector illuminates the screen? So, in the most fundamental sense, projection. What do you mean by projection there? But projection, discussion, projection, opening out, leads to ideas that
It's that kind of,
experience.
it's like no man's land.
Maybe perceived fears.